This smoke you see while soldering, you're breathing this in every single time. So I built a simple DIY soldering fume extractor. Quite compact, just plug it in and it works. I just used to blow away the smoke and keep soldering. But honestly, if once you solder regularly, it gets uncomfortable and unhealthy. This build just focuses on doing one thing properly, pulling the smoke from your face without adding complexity. One final thing before we get into the build, there's a very important announcement regarding this project at the end of the video, which is integral to understanding this project. So please make sure you do watch it. Now, let's get to it. Here is everything I'm using for this build. Two 5-volt 4010 fans, one USB Type C 1S lithium ion charging board, the 3D printed body, M320 bolts and nuts, and this is a hose from my car's old vacuum cleaner. You can also easily find something like this. There is no switch, no extra wiring, no batteries. We will be directly using the 5 volt coming out of this charging board. I'm just using it here for the Type C connection. Otherwise, if you feel like it, you can add a battery right here and make this a battery powered device. But I don't want another device on my table which I need to charge and keep the battery in check. So I'll just directly use the 5 volt coming out of this board. Another thing I really like about this build is how quiet it is. Even while soldering, it doesn't distract you or add noise to the workspace. Using two small fans, smooth airflow, and no turbulence makes a big difference. The body is designed to print easily on a basic 3D printer. It is printed in PLA and will require a minimal number of supports. That's why I've kept the body and the duct separate. These will be glued on together later. I will be sharing these 3D files for free so you can print them, modify them, or improve the design. And that brings me to a quick point. Around 90% of the people watching my videos are not subscribed. If you appreciate builds where thought actually goes into the design, consider subscribing to Makerwave. It really helps me keep sharing projects like this for free. Now let's start the build. So firstly we'll attach the fans to the 3D printed body, making sure that the cables are routed through the holes on the top. Now we'll use our M3 screws and bolt on these to the body. So now we'll tighten them using our Allen key. They don't need to be too tight, just make sure they don't vibrate. So as you can see, they are now held on pretty tight. Our Type C board will sit here. So we'll just cut our cables to the length required. We'll just keep a little bit of extra slack. We will be connecting both the fans in parallel because they both work on 5 volts and this port will be giving us 5 volt as well. So you can actually see the amount of fumes coming up. This is what I exactly wanted to avoid, and I want you guys also to avoid. It's really important for you to have something like this in your kit if you do some kind of a soldering operation on the regular. Make sure you take a note of where the positive and the negative is. It's marked on the board. And that's it as far as the soldering goes. Always solder your tip before you keep it away. Now we will quickly give it a test before closing everything off. You should feel air coming out from the back side. We'll use a dab of hot glue to hold this into place. I've used hot glue instead of something permanent because I want the board to be replaceable in case of any faults. We can also now put the front grille. Now the only part left is to glue on this duct to the body. So I was about to glue these two parts together, but I just realized a mistake I have made. So as you can see, there's a gap here. That's because this duct doesn't have clearance for these screw heads. So I have two options now: either remove the outer screws or make a adapter ring which can go in between. But because I need to complete this video on time, I'll just remove the outer screws. Two screws per fan would be enough to hold it. In the 3D model I will be sharing with you guys, I will make the necessary changes so you don't face the same issue. As you can see, even with two screws per fan, it's held on pretty tight. There is no movement, so I don't think it would create any noise or anything. So we'll use this epoxy to glue the duct to the main body. I'm not using hot glue because hot glue can deform PLA, and you can also use wood glue. As you can see, the duct is now securely glued on, and the final step, we'll connect our hose. Let's test this. So without the extractor, as you can see, the smoke is going everywhere. Now we'll turn it on. That's exactly what we want. The smoke goes away from your face, not into your lungs. If you solder even occasionally, this is one of those builds that just makes your setup better. The free 3D files and the part list are linked in the description. So now for the important announcement. What I actually think about this project is that it is a piece of trash. It doesn't really suck that hard. Like, I have to keep it very close to the, to the soldering I'm doing, and then only it gets the smoke out of my face. It is quiet, but just being quiet doesn't actually cut it. Unlike my other projects like this power bank which I built, I do actually use it every day. But I don't think so when I will be soldering next, I will be using this device because it will be more of a hassle to actually, set it up, put it in a position where it actually gets the smoke out of my face. So probably I have to come up with a better solution. For now, I did upload this video saying that this will work, and it does work if you keep it very close. Then only it does work. But maybe I should add a tripod attachment to it or something so I can put it in a place where I'm soldering and I can put it really close and then it will actually function. But as of now, I am not happy with this. So I think another video is due on this topic. I need to come up with a better solution. And yeah, see you guys next time. This just goes to show that not every DIY thing you will do is going to be greater or going to be the best, but that should not let you from stop making, creating, you know. So yeah, enjoy. Bye bye.